Hi, internet. Oh, someone's got a package by the door. We're gonna go steal it. Today's walk and talk, stealing packages. No, we're not gonna do that. Why would we do that? We're not mean. We're gonna try not to slip and fall on our ass, though. On our butts. Ugh, what are we gonna do with that? Ugh. I guess we'll just walk in the snow. So, it's been a little while since I did a walk and talk, and my videos haven't been as thick and fast as they had been. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a channel update. Maybe chat about some things a little bit. Who knows? We'll see what comes up. Today we are spinning mirror polish stubby. You guys know what that is. It's funny, I ran around the block. There was just so many puddles, it was easier to kind of run and try and skip over them. But I'm already starting the video a little bit out of breath, and I talk too fast and I don't breathe, and I don't realize until I edit my videos, my walking talks most of the time, I'm like, man, I sound like I'm out of shape. No, I talk fast and I don't breathe, so when I walk and talk, I gotta slow down and breathe. I don't know, people have been telling me that for a while, I talk too fast. What are you gonna do? It's my style, that's what I do. So anyway, as we get into the new year, thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update where we're at. So I still have a handful of spinners to review, most of the couple from that Joe Mull lent me from his collection. Still need to get those back to him. And then a couple spinners coming in from Fidget HQ, most notably. I don't know, I'm in kind of a weird spot where just with like where my life's at. So basically right now, maybe a little behind the curtain in terms of how I normally do my videos. I mean, obviously, you've been following the weather. It's been super cold everywhere. This is the first day. We're actually really nice today. It's 45, 46 degrees out right now. So first day I've been able to really get outside and walk and enjoy it and feel like holding the camera in my hands. So, still recording? Yeah. Just make sure sometimes I hit that record button, it doesn't record. But yeah, so a lot of times, I was doing my videos in the car, I was doing them out in the park. Now I'm kind of forced to do them at home. It's just been so cold. I'm not going to sit in the car let the car warm up for 30 minutes just to get warm to do a video in the car. So I've got to do them when I get home. So kind of let you know what my day-to-day looks like is, I get up around 6 o'clock in the morning, get ready for work, get the kids up, or I guess get the one kid up. My wife's with a little baby, and then I head out the door a little after 7. Get to work around 8, and work till about 5. Get home around 5:36. Then we do dinner. Then we put the kids to bed, and they're in bed by around 8:30. And then I have to try to get myself to bed by 10 or 11, otherwise I'm not going to get enough sleep. So I'm left with this window on weekdays of about an hour and a half to 2 hours. That's time, I try to spend with my wife. We try to relax and wind down the day a little bit. So pretty much throughout the weekdays, I don't get anything done. It's hard for me to do videos at night or any customization stuff. I'm trying to remember to talk about that too. So that's just kind of what it's like. So it's been harder to try and get videos. And then on the weekends are the days where we try to get out, we try to go do things, and it's hard to fit that in sometimes too. And those are also the days where I'm trying to fit in little customization projects and personal hobby stuff. So right now with the weather, it's just finding the time to do things is very challenging. So that's kind of been slowing me down a little bit. So yeah, and as far as spinners go, it's interesting. Like, you look at anybody that does any spinner review, like top 10 list or anything like that, or even if they're just posting something, you see someone post something on Facebook or something like, here's my top spinners. They all say the same thing. It's so hard to pick the best spinners. The reality is most spinners, and if you look at my reviews, you'll see, here and there I have little negative things to say, like on that Rad E spinner the other day. But for the most part, they're pretty good reviews. Most spinners that are out there are pretty decent. You can't go wrong with most of what's out there. Maybe that's a little bit of a broad statement, but I think for the most part it holds true, right? There's a lot of good quality stuff out there for decent prices. So no matter what you get, you're going to generally be pretty happy with it. And I'm getting to the point where, everything that I've got is satisfying the itches that I need. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of spinners where I'm like, oh, I need to have that one. I need to try it. I need to review it. So it's kind of getting to the point where I get them and I enjoy them. But I don't know, the last 5 or 10 that I've gotten for the most part have been good, but they haven't really kind of had me so entertained where I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get more of this, So case in point, Damn Designs just came out with a ton of beautiful looking stuff. They're getting their exotic metals, they're getting their tungsten on everywhere, and it all looks good. I just didn't feel inclined to buy it. And the prices for tungsten too, like if you're still in it deep and looking for spinners, like you need to be looking at their stuff. Like those guys in Fidget HQ are really starting to push the boundaries a bit. So you know, Spinetic's been doing some stuff, especially, you know, partnering up with some of these guys. So they've got a bunch of great stuff going on. So it's not like the scene's dying down. It's just my interest in it has only because what I've got satisfies me. Like I'm not to the point where I'm getting things that I feel pretty complete with what I've got for the most part. So it's kind of interesting. So I'm not buying quite as much. Hey, that was Danny. Not buying quite as much as I had before. So let's walk around this corner. We haven't gone up this way. Hopefully the wind doesn't kill us. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So I'm not sure. That said, especially kind of it usually happens in the winter for me. I get reinvigorated with Warhammer. So I finally got my first game of 8th edition 40k in the other night. Brought the Tyranids out, so I might get back into doing that a little bit. So I think the channel, I still want to keep doing things, but we may start to see a bigger shift away from spinners. I'd also like to review some of my other stuff. I've mentioned this, but now we're kind of getting to the point where that's probably what we'll be doing. You know, just some of my little stuff that I'm into. So most of those videos are a little more involved, right? I've got this really great Fisker's little hatchet, but I don't want to just hold that in front of a video. I actually want to do some like live testing and actually using the thing. So, and those are a little bit more involved to set up and do. So, car, game on. I don't want to go all the way up this hill, so we're going to turn back around. We're going to go back this way. So yeah, that's just kind of where the channel's at. So what I really do love is, again, still all the support and stuff that I'm getting. You know, we just had those Spinetic, or Spinnies, or Spintastic. The Spintastic Lords. I think Joshua Young ran it or set it up. Sorry about the wind, y'all. And I was kind of blown away by that. I'll be honest. Like, you know, I figured I'd be in with a bit of a shot for Reviewer of the Year, but I hadn't done a lot of live videos lately. You know, my Cosmo Celestial Dreamer Woosaws are pretty cool. But there's a lot of really great artists out there, and I just wasn't expecting as much love as I got on there. So really appreciate everybody that put in a little vote. And it's like a meaningless little award thing, but at the same time, it's nice to get recognition for something you do and something you're kind of passionate about. So that was pretty cool. I did want to talk about customizing a little bit as well. I get a lot of requests to do things for people, and I haven't really put it out there. And I love doing them, and I love helping people out. And it's just, the reality is it starts to almost feel like a burden. Like I said, I only get the weekends to do things, and while a lot of times it's easy enough to do, like, hey, this one particular thing you're asking me to do is only going to take me maybe an hour tops, but all of a sudden that gets harder and harder to fit in, and I actually feel a lot of burden when I've got one of those little projects waiting, you know, like, and this isn't against anything that's asked me to do that, because it's on me to tell you, you know, like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I don't want anybody that's asked me to do something to feel bad, because that's not what this is about. But what it is about is, like, I'm probably not going to accept any more requests for that sort of stuff. So if we've already worked something out, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But for me, like, I feel bad, like, when I've got this project sitting waiting, you know, like, I feel bad personally, like, oh, I've had this thing for 2-3 weeks and I haven't gotten back to you on it, or I haven't done the work yet, and it doesn't take a lot of work. So it's just kind of a little bit of a mental pressure that I just don't need right now with the low sleep I'm getting from the baby and all that sort of stuff. So he's doing well, by the way. You guys care. He's a little champion. He's actually sleeping pretty well, all things considered. He went through the last 2 weeks, had some teething issues here and there that we ran out of overnight diapers, and he's waking up at 2 a.m. because he peed through his diaper. So that's wind. Let's go this way. I think it's less. But it's just what you get with life. So oh shit, sorry for the language. Ice fell off that roof. Luckily I was nowhere near it, so I didn't almost die. I'm fine, everybody. So anyway, that's where it's at. I do still want to keep doing this stuff because I appreciate that everybody likes it, and I like doing them when I get the chance, but it's just got to be a thing where I enjoy doing it. So if I'm feeling pressure to do things, then it kind of takes the enjoyment out of it. So, but we're a new year. We've been doing this almost a year. My first video, I think, I uploaded in late April, early May. So maybe not quite a year, 8, 9, 10 months. It's starting to get close though. So I guess 9 months would be the months. So anywho, my fingers are getting cold. Spin this thing. Look at how red they're getting. It's funny. 40 degrees feels warm until you're holding a piece of metal for how long we've been recording. Ooh, almost 10 minutes. So I think that's plenty of time. So yeah, anything else I wanted to say? Oh, look at this. Are we gonna just go? So we're dealing with. This is all like all the yucky snow where everything's melted now, so it's all It's all nasty. So it's not fun. If you guys remember those atrium videos or photos I took, the one that I took in the street was right where this little dip is. It was right on that little water thing that's covered under water right now. So just so you know. So anyway, I think we're gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna head back to work, and we'll upload this thing. And I've got a couple videos coming up. I should mention I did a review of the Axis Micro, and I think I might have mentioned it. I don't know if I'm gonna upload it. I wasn't really like wasted or anything, but I had drank that whole beer, so it's probably a little more liberal, and kind of tore into them a little bit. And you know, maybe warranted, but I don't know if that's the kind of stuff that I want to put out there. I'm sure you guys all want to see it now that I've said that. Also, it's probably a little unfair to one of the mods, Ryan. I don't really know him at all, and I think I went into him just a little bit. Woo! So, anyway, we're going to stop this. I'll think about unloading it. Maybe I'll make it non-public so people can get the link if they want it. So, but anyway, internet, love and kisses, and